When this game was announced over 2 years ago, I said that anime games have never looked this good. Fast forward to today and I finally played The Hidden Ones, and that title was not far from the truth. This is a third-person action game based on the Hitori no Shita the Outcast anime, which is based on the under one-person Chinese web comic. But my experience with the show is trying to watch the first episode and falling asleep before the 10-minute mark. And that's odd because this should be right up my alley. Not a lot of you know this, but I've been practicing Kung Fu since I was 8 years old. So to me, this feels right at home. It looks super cool. This, however, doesn't even feel like the same show. But this isn't a review for the anime. If anything, not having watched it gives me an unbiased perspective of the game going into it. And as we jump into this demo, you will see that we have 3 different game modes: story, trial, and duel. We'll check them all out in this video, but we have to start with the story.
John, I'm at the spot. You sure about these guys being here?
Positive. Just follow the plan.
This game is going into a pre-alpha test very soon. The build that we're playing today is a more limited version of what you will be able to experience if you manage to get into that alpha. This build didn't have any monetization stuff, no gacha, no stamina system, so I cannot tell you how those will come into play in the final game. I can't tell you if any of those systems are going to gate the content in any way. That's something that we'll have to wait for the final version to find out. What I can say is that because this is a limited build, the story doesn't really start from the beginning, but from what I've been able to understand, the protagonist here has a specific power that others want to get, including this gang that has threatened his entire family. So he came here to talk to the boss and convince him to leave his family alone, when suddenly...
Well then, Master Wong, no hard feelings.
This game has offered me no tutorial so far, but we're gonna learn on the fly. First, defense. When an attack flashes red, you can dodge using the B button. When an attack flashes blue, you can block it using the left bumper. Both of these can be done with perfect timing to increase their effects. Dodging, for instance, costs stamina, which you can see at the center of the screen, but if you do it perfectly, you can dodge for free. It looks like we're starting to get the hang of this, so let's see how we attack. The A button is going to be our basic combo. We can just smash that for a full combo. We're going to do that followed by X, which is our first skill. And we have another skill on the Y button, but that's proving to be a bit trickier for now. We'll figure that out in time. Skills seem to have a cooldown, so you are encouraged to use them often, but this much knowledge seems to be enough to clear this encounter. Just barely.
Not bad at all.
Done already?
No point in dragging this out. You win. You can go.
What?
Just like that? What about the deal?
Had you not come here, maybe things would be different. The Lee troops out. No more trouble for you or your family. You have my word. We'll clear out of the capital by tomorrow.
Mr.
Mr. Lee!
Too old. Too weak. The Lee troop deserves better. Wang Ye! Mr. Lee offered friendship, and you take his life? The Lee troop will have your blood for this!
And this seems to be what sets all of the events in this chapter in motion. Now, we have a group of thugs on our way, and a sliver of health. Our first death was kind of fast. Let's see if we can figure out our Y skill. When we press it, 3 more buttons pop up. Let's try hitting B afterwards. Okay, that's cool. Looks like this skill is actually 3 different skills. 1 thug down, 3 to go. I wonder if you can link one skill into another, so let's start with our X, and then link it to our Y. Sick. Reinforcements are coming in. These seem to have weapons, and I notice that as I defeat them, their weapons are on the ground. So I wonder if... Oh my god. You get a new combo, you get a new skill on cooldown, and can I throw the weapon? Yes, I can. Never mind that animation. We'll talk about it soon. After a couple of encounters, I can already feel like this is going to be different. A lot of recent PC cross-mobile action games tend to adopt the same formula. I call them impact games because they all seem to use Honkai Third Impact as a basis. You mash the auto combo and then use your skills on cooldown and cool stuff happens. Sure, characters have gimmicks and you could learn those, but if you just smash it out, things still work out. And I'm honestly very tired of this formula. It feels like I've played the same game over and over again. This one feels different. It's still simple at its core. If you just want to mash combos into specials on cooldown, things will also work, but the focus on parries and dodges makes sure you stay on your toe. You can't just autopilot this. It also feels slower than those other games while remaining as flashy, but that encourages more strategic button presses and less mashing. And the sound design and animations just give every punch a lot of weight. In a way, this reminded me a lot of Sifu, just without Sifu's mechanical depth, but that kind of feeling that when you land a punch, it really hurts. The one thing I wasn't too big of a fan at this point was the parry. The window is too big and it just deflects the opponent back. It didn't feel satisfying to parry stuff. And that's when I decided to experiment a bit more and I discovered that you can actually land counterattacks if you time the attack button after a parry. And so I started incorporating that a little bit more into the gameplay. And now I think parries are pretty good. It was around this point that I noticed a total game changer. There's a button that I haven't been able to use yet, and that's the right bumper. You can see that it's completely grayed out unless I'm in the middle of a combo attacking my opponent. And so, let's try using it mid-combo. This button spends 2 stamina bars to cancel any of your attacks. It's a universal combo cancel button. We are going to be building some combos, baby. We've now arrived at the first exploration zone of this chapter. One door you need a key to open. The other door only opens from the other side. There's very light exploration, but for now it seems like we have to go this way.
Brother Wu, it's Wang Ye, that filthy murderer.
How dare you? Show your face! You'll pay with your own life!
We've got our first boss fight, just in time, because we need a big body to practice some combos. Let's do basic combo, into cancel, into more basic combo, and then the skill. Sweet, it works. Oh yeah, there's a shiny button in the middle of all my moves. I wonder what that's all about.
Shimen! Tai Chi! Crushing force!
Yeah, turns out we also have an ultimate attack. I wonder if you can cancel more than just the basic combo. What about if we try canceling a special move? This game is so sick! Defeating the boss gave me 2 keys. One of them is just to progress down the main path, and the other one is to open that optional door we ran into earlier. Inside, you can find some logs, some extra info about this lady that's after you. So yeah, the light exploration is adding up to the lore if you care about that stuff. For now, we're gonna make our way to the main gate, and it seems like it's finally time for the big battle.
Come on then. Show me these famous skills of yours. Out of respect, I never showed Lee my true powers. But now that he's gone...
This boss has a unique moveset, a mix of parryable and unblockable moves. She's got some big sweeping moves, she's got an unblockable projectile, and she's gonna mix us up a lot. At this point, we have kind of figured out how to play the game, so even though we're not very healthy, we're able to pull through despite the mix, so it wasn't too big of a challenge. Until...
my flesh. Blood! Are yours to take!
We have to fight a giant snake? The boss becomes a bit more relentless in this phase, gaining new attacks and sometimes jumping out of the arena so we can just dodge the snake for a while, and eventually even coordinating your attacks with the snake's attacks as well. This was a tough battle, but eventually we got it.
Lead fire! Ignis flame!
Your show's over. Joe.
Brother Wu, save me!
Drop the act. Your Shifu's alive.
Brother Wu, please! He's trying to turn you against your own family!
Mr. Lee wants to talk. Something. Face to face.
That old man, haunting me even from his deathbed. My mistake.
See what I told you, Shiwu?
Brother Wu. Well played. You're the better actor after all.
You fool! His rules were to protect you!
Thank you for showing me who I really am. Time to bring down the curtain on this little family drama.
You! Stop her! Don't let her leave!
This little preview, along with the free running segments they've shown in the trailer, has made me really excited to play through this game's story. I don't need to fall asleep again watching the anime. I can finally watch this in a way that I enjoy. It's cinematic, encounters are unique, it's well paced. This is incredible. But so far, we've only played as the one character. I wanted to know how much gameplay would differ by picking someone else. So before we jump into this next game mode, let's check out who's available. It looks like this build has a total of 9 characters, and you can actually get a little preview of their personality by looking at how they sit in a chair, which I love that choice. It tells us a lot. What the hell is your problem? Okay, we're not sitting in chairs anymore. There's also this thing called doppelgangers, in which you summon this ghost that does a skill for you. That will come into play as we explore this next game mode, The Trials. This is a boss mode. We've got 2 bosses in this build, and this mode encourages you to use different characters and repeat the boss encounter over and over, unlocking higher difficulties. This is my first try. I picked a new character here, the one from the very first trailer. He's got a quick fire projectile as his first skill and an ethereal rope that catches and pulls the opponent on the second.
Ethereal rope! Get over here!
This is also when I tried the doppelgangers for the very first time. Summoning this one shoots down 3 meteors from the sky. Doppelgangers just kind of do their thing. You can keep fighting after summoning them, so they feel very oppressive, and that's why they have a big cooldown. This fight wasn't too difficult. There are some health pickups around the stage, but we're also still getting started. This is the first difficulty level. It was pretty annoying how the boss just kept escaping my combos. I later learned this game has a combo breaker mechanic. For 3 bars of stamina, the same stamina that you can use to dodge or combo cancel, you can escape any combo. It is quite expensive, but stamina does regenerate pretty quickly, so true combos aren't that long in this game, despite you being able to get pretty crazy with the cancels. Things end somewhat anticlimactic with a simple kick and a funny ragdoll animation, but then the game gives me a score, and after doing this 2 more times with 2 other characters, the points start adding up to a total that allows me to unlock the next difficulty. Playing at a higher difficulty, you are able to score even more points, so you can keep unlocking higher and higher goals. The game always takes the 3 characters with the highest score on this boss to calculate your total points, so it's not like you can just keep adding points forever. Ideally, you have 3 characters that you're really good at, and you just keep defeating the boss, scoring new high scores at higher difficulties. Difficulty 2 and 3 were noticeably harder, but still cleared first try, as I experimented with pretty much every character available. I really like Feng Bao Bao here. She fights with a knife, and her skills have super high mobility and also a timing gimmick to them, where if you perfectly time your follow-ups, her attacks become enhanced. And Rongshan, who I was able to figure out an infinite combo for. Yeah, more of that in a bit. It was smooth sailing until we got to the maximum difficulty, Infernal. These bosses are no joke. It took me a total of 7 tries to take this guy down once. I played as Zhu Ching. I am butchering these names for sure. I think I had a solid 1500 damage combo, which is basic combo into rope, cancel the rope into more combo into Ignis Burst. Damage-wise, I was feeling pretty good. The rest was all about defensive execution, and also using the doppelgangers as often as possible. And when the boss starts doing his special attack, we just interrupt it with our ultimate.
Charging flames. To me.
In this difficulty, the boss also has doppelgangers, so you will be dodging them as the boss keeps doing his moveset on you, which can lead to some pretty challenging situations. But after 6 defeats, the boss decides to throw his special at me, which I had to perfectly dodge and then punish him with my own ultimate. That was incredible. There was one other boss in this build. I didn't go super hard on him just because it takes a long time to grind out to the maximum difficulty, but I played it enough to understand just how different he plays. And if they all look as sick as this, I am so down to grind this game mode on every update. But the number one thing that might make me play this game on a regular basis is Duel Mode. This is, simply put, multiplayer PvP. You pick a team of 3 characters with any doppelgangers of your choosing, and you matchmake with other players online. Now, because a very small number of players got access to this mode, I believe everyone I played were bots. Also, my ping is ridiculous because there are no servers near me. I'm in Europe, and the only active servers during this test were North and South America. But it doesn't matter since these are bots. It may look like my character is sliding all over the place, but once the combos start landing, it felt as if I was playing offline. Now, remember when I said that I found an infinite with this guy? Basically, his gimmick is whenever he does a special move, his arms start glowing. And that gives him access to this phantom arm that pulls the opponent closer. So, what if we combo into a skill, then cancel that skill into more combo, and use the phantom arm to pull them and start over? Now we cancel into the other skill, and enough time has passed that we have now recovered the stamina that we spent, so we can cancel the skill again, and we have the glowing arm once more. Basically, this does not end until you escape this combo, lady. And after defeating this one character, the next one comes in. This is not a tag game, it's more like King of Fighters, but the next character keeps the ultimate charge that the first one built. So you want to build a team around that knowledge. And by the way, this combo feels powerful. I was kind of proud to have found it, but I really don't know how efficient this is against real players. These bots are getting destroyed though. This is probably my highest damaging combo during the whole session. It actually started with a doppelganger, and the bot actually escaped the combo halfway through, but the combo number kept going up, so I'll take it. $5,800 damage. Neat. This is the number 1 game mode that I want to try out in the upcoming pre-alpha once more players join in, because this might just be the future of mobile arena fighters. We've seen so many Impact clones over the years that this just feels fresh, and it's slow enough that anyone could keep track of what's happening while being flashy and attractive. Hits feel satisfying to land. This has competitive potential. I left this build thinking that this game might actually earn a spot on Ultimate Burst this year, if there are custom lobbies that allow players to invite each other and spectate each other's matches, that is. That's how good of an impression it made, albeit without having actually fought any humans yet. And since this is still early in development, I do have a few feedback notes, small things that I think could be improved if the developers are open for it. The first one has to do with story mode. It might be difficult to do this, but playing story mode in English can be jarring at times. There are many clips where the lip sync doesn't really match. I mean, it's not even close. But also the subtitles often don't match what the characters are saying, and the dialogue gets cut very often, as if there wasn't enough time to say the full line.
There's something I must ask you. That power you've got, you realize how many people would kill for it? Coming here alone, It's quite a risk you're taking.
On the gameplay front, I've noticed that more recent clips on their YouTube channel have placed the stamina bar below the health bar. I think this is great from a spectator's perspective, but as a player, this is a big downgrade. Stamina is your most important resource, especially in PvP. If it's not at the center of the screen, it's going to be harder to keep track of it, while also keeping track of your cooldowns, which are on the opposite side. On that same topic, the ultimate charge is on your portrait, which is also the opposite side of where you'd want it. I do like that it exists on the portraits of my opponents, so I can keep track of whether or not they have ultimate, but it would be nice to see that progress on the ultimate button as well, rather than having to look at our portrait to see the charge. Once again, splitting our attention on two complete opposite corners of the screen. And last but not least, on trial mode, bosses have alternating health bars. First, it's a white health bar, and then it's a red health bar. Then it's white again, and it keeps going. Thing is, years of gaming history have trained our brains to say that red health bars means the damage they've taken from a combo. So I think it's just a bad color choice to alternate with the white. I would experiment with some other colors here. But honestly, incredible job so far. This is more than just a pretty game. It feels great to play as well. And this experience has made me extremely excited to play the upcoming pre-alpha as well as the final product. I'm a bit worried that free-to-play mechanics might get in the way, as they often do, but that concern is not this particular game's fault, it's the industry as a whole. If that does happen, I guess I'll always have this moment when this game was free and didn't have anything stopping me from playing it, and I'll cherish that moment forever. But that's gonna do it for today. For more hidden ones though, check out the initial reaction over 2 years ago. It's funny seeing how much this game has changed, but also how it's kept the exact same vibe. Thanks for watching. Bye.